How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. A disappointing couple of games, although this game was quite exciting in the third period leading into the overtime, but a disappointing ending. This was also the 10th game in this past series of 10 games, so we'll have a 10-game recap video coming out for you tomorrow. Rangers 6-3-1 over these past 10 games, still respectable. But those three losses against teams that you really thought the Rangers could have beaten. But we'll talk all about that in tomorrow's video. Kreider, Zibanejad for Toronto. Panarin, Kopp, Brodzinski started the game on the second line. He would not finish the game there. Lafreniere, Hedl, and then Gauthier back in the lineup. Mott, Gaudreau, Reeves rounding out that fourth line. Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trouba, Nemeth, and Braun. And then Shesterkin in net. I'm sure Braun is playing tonight, maybe just to keep him fresh. He's been sitting for a couple games. Also, he played 3 seasons for the Flyers, 3 or 4 seasons. So maybe that's just Gallant kind of, being a good guy. About a minute in, a neutral zone takeaway by Kreider leads to a rebound try for Zibanejad. Third line takeaway leads to a chance for Lafreniere. After that, Mott goes off the crossbar about 4 minutes into the game. Second line has almost a shift's worth of pressure in the offensive zone, but at 5:54, York would score the first goal of the game. And it's a goal that Shesterkin probably wants back. It was just a fluttering shot that went right over his goal. I don't know if he just misread it, but it looked like a pretty soft goal by Shesterkin standards. And then 50 seconds later at 6:44, Tippett would score a goal. So 2 quick goals by the Flyers puts them up 2-0. Lafreniere had a great chance right before that goal, but the Flyers do go up 2-0. Shesterkin stops Hodgkin partial break. And if that went in and the Flyers go up 3-0, I don't know if the Rangers come back. They did technically come back down 3-0, but if they were down 3-0, not even halfway through the first period, I don't know if your spirits can recover from that. Halfway through, Rangers are getting chances, but Philadelphia is getting sticks in the way, so they're pulling an Islanders from the previous game where the Rangers are trying their best, but the other team's getting their sticks in the way. Hedl hits the post off of a rush, and Atkinson is stung by a Miller shot. He would be fine. He'd play the rest of the game. Philadelphia pushes with about 4.5 minutes left. Shesterkin 2 big saves on Kevin Hayes, so he streaks in. He shoots. Shesterkin makes the save. Hayes gets his own rebound, and Shesterkin makes the pad save again. Lindgren shoots wide twice during the same shift. He's not exactly known for his accuracy in goal scoring, but you'd like to see him at least hit the net. The first goal was definitely Shesterkin's fault, and the second goal was just a really great effort by Tippett. So I'm sure the Rangers aren't discouraged at this point. Maybe Shesterkin is off of that first goal, but the Rangers aren't playing poorly. Defensively, yeah, they're playing sloppy, but offensively, they were red hot. Shots 13-8 in favor of the Rangers, but possession very much favored the Rangers in that period. Yeah, Philadelphia got 8 shots on goal, but none of it was really during sustained offensive pressure. They'd get into the zone and set up a shot or two, and then the Rangers would kick them out again. We get into the second period. Kreider has a shot 13 seconds in. Philadelphia's first shot of the period is just over 4 minutes into the period on a Tippett breakaway, and it wouldn't be his only breakaway of the game. Rangers have 7 shots just over 4 minutes into this period. 5.5 in, Panarin gets a pass into the slot, and he is denied. Teams trading chances leading up to the halfway mark. Again, not much defense from either team tonight. 9:07, Van Riemsdyk takes a tripping penalty. The first unit has a couple chances. Second unit, it takes a little bit of time for them to set up in the offensive zone, but once they do, they also get a couple chances. Tippett has another breakaway with 7.5 minutes left in the period, so 2 breakaways for Tippett in the second period. Shesterkin says no both times. 6.5 minutes left, Trouba hits the crossbar. He thought it went in, as did I, but it stayed out of the net. I think the Rangers hit 6 crossbars or posts throughout this game. It was quite annoying. Third line gets some offensive zone time towards the end of this period. Brodzinski is moved to the fourth line. Gaudreau is back on the second line. 1609, Hodgson takes a holding penalty. First unit has 2 deflection tries, but Martin Jones standing strong. Second unit, hard working in the zone as well. 5 straight periods without a goal, but the Rangers outshot the Flyers 19-8 in that second period. The Rangers almost had 20 shots in one period. We get to the third period, and the opening line of this period is Kopp, Kreider, and Goudreau. So Gallant still line shuffling, trying to find something that works. And 44 seconds into the period, Farabee would score a goal, putting the Flyers up 3-0. By the time Farabee was actually in front of the net, it was a 2-on-0. It was a 2-on-1-ish coming into the zone, but both Philadelphia players had gotten past whoever that Ranger was, and it was just pass over, Farabee tips it in. Panarin, Zibanejad, and Vetrano are aligned to start this third period, and that line works. 1 minute and 22 seconds into the period, Panarin scores a goal. So 101 minutes and 22 seconds without a goal, the Rangers finally score to break that shutout streak. It was off of a Trouba shot, Panarin able to deflect it in. Third line stays the same as well as the fourth line. 2:38, Reeves takes a high sticking penalty, but the penalty kill comes through. And then at 5:11, Panarin takes a hooking call. It was a pretty weak call when you watch the replay. Kopp has a shorthanded partial break. Zibanejad and Kreider have a 2-on-1, but Kreider misses receiving that Zibanejad pass through the slot. Shesterkin a couple of really good saves late on that penalty kill. Middle part of the period, Rangers struggling to set up sustained offense. At one point, Philadelphia was leading shots 6-5 for the period. Second line generates a strong shift, and then with 6.5 minutes left, the Philadelphia player throws the puck over the glass, but it ends up in the bench, so no penalty. And you watch the replay, and if you take the rule literally, then it was a delay of game, but it ends up in the bench, so I guess it's not. It goes over the main part of the glass. Now, obviously, if you throw the puck into the bench and it doesn't go over the glass, then that's not delay of game because it didn't leave the playing area. But when he throws the puck, it goes over, and for a second, the puck is out of the playing area, but it comes back into the bench, so it sails over the little corner between the bench and the ice. So is that delay of game? I guess not. Being a Rangers fan, I would have liked to see that be delay of game, but nevertheless, we march forward. 15:28, Zibanejad cleans up some garbage goal right in front. Vetrano shot hits Jones in the mask, bounces down in front of him. Zibanejad able to push the rebound in. And then 12 seconds later, at 15:40, Kopp scores the tying goal. Panarin pass leads Kopp in the slot. Philadelphia takes a timeout right after that. So within 12 seconds, the Rangers tie this game 3-3. 16:49, Hodgson takes a tripping penalty, and you think, all right, this is it. Rangers score on the power play, clean this up in regulation, and let's go. Rangers take a timeout right after the penalty is taken. So to start the power play, they take the timeout. No shots on goal during that power play, though. Philadelphia playing very good defense. Brodzinski has a shot with just over 16 seconds left in the period. That would have been a great way to win the game. Shots 10-6 in favor of the Rangers. Season high 42 shots on goal in regulation. We get to overtime. Philadelphia controls for about 45 seconds, and then the Rangers control for about 45 seconds, maybe a little more. Shesterkin makes a huge save, which leads to zone time for Fox and Panarin, who are buzzing around the net. But at 4:26, Kreider takes a high sticking penalty, so the Flyers have 34 seconds of power play to end overtime, and they are able to generate just a little bit of offense, but the Rangers do end up clearing it with about 8 seconds left, and that's enough to push it to a shootout where Atkinson does not score. Zibanejad also does not score, so we go to round 2. Tippett does not score. Panarin, the puck bounces on him right when he's about to shoot, so he also does not score. Kevin Hayes comes out, and he does beat Shesterkin. Hedl comes out to try and extend the shootout for the Rangers, but would not be successful, so the Flyers end up winning this game 4-3 in the shootout. Apparently their first shootout win of the season. So a very exciting third period for the Rangers. They're able to get it into overtime and then the shootout to collect that 1 point, which is very much needed to stay ahead of Pittsburgh. You would have liked to see him win, but we'll take the point. Shots, 46-26 in favor of the Rangers. I think this is the biggest shot differential of the season, although that first game against Anaheim, the shot differential was very big, so this might be the second biggest, but 20 shot differential. Rangers don't do that often. Faceoffs, 41.2%, power play 0 for 3. Power play has been struggling as of late. We'd like to see that get back into shape come playoff time. Hits 19-28 in favor of the Flyers. They possessed the puck far less than the Rangers, so obviously they're going to hit more. Blocks 20-3 in favor of the Rangers. The Flyers only blocked 3 shots tonight, clearly, because 46 made it through. The trivia question of the evening, Adam Fox has 66 points in 66 games, so he is at a point per game pace for this season. Which 3 Rangers defensemen averaged at least a point per game in a season in Rangers history? There were 3 of them. The one who did it 5 times was, obviously, Brian Leetch. Whenever there's a question about defensemen doing crazy things, Brian Leetch has to be one of the guesses. So Brian Leetch did it 5 times, Brad Park did it twice, and Sergei Zubov did it once. Maybe Adam Fox can add his name to that list at the end of this season. The Rangers are back in action Tuesday night in New Jersey against the Devils, hopefully for some redemption against that shellacking that they took a couple games ago. But the Rangers also are headed into their final 12 games of the season. I'll have a 10-game recap video coming out tomorrow, and then the Devils game on Tuesday, and we push forward to the playoffs. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.